Hi, everyone. Welcome to Recharging with Champions. I am your host, Charlotte Harrell, and this week I am actually on vacation. So rather than edit and try to do all the things, I'm going to take my cheat and I'm just going to go live. We are going to do our wheel today for some content idea. And I really want to talk about starting the conversations right now in our social media around tax time. We are already into February. People are getting those W 2s. So people that have been sitting on the fence and maybe thinking about buying, but they didn't have enough money, or maybe they needed to pay off some debt. And this cash back from the IRS, if they're lucky enough to get such things, might help them. Also, it's a good time to reconnect with the people that you closed last year. So I have some pretty big challenges for you this week, and also a couple of topics that we can talk about. So welcome, and let's dive in to some ideas that you can really harness and get that just that information out to your people around tax time. So let's start with ways that you can use your tax dollars. So way that people can use tax refunds in order to buy a house. And really, there's three specific ways that these tax dollars could be used and be very helpful. Let's make a post that gives the three top ways that buyers utilize their tax refund money to buy a home and really build some generational growth. That's what we want to talk about. So, the three ways are: one, they can absolutely afford more house if they use that money to pay off some of their debt. So, first, talk to your lender, talk to somebody that you trust, and let's look at that debt ratio and see if maybe utilizing some of those funds to pay down debt so that they can afford more might be really beneficial for them. So that's number one, and probably the most popular way of using that tax refund money. Step two is you could use it for down payment. So, obviously, if you get a nice little chunk of change back and you're looking to buy a house and you want to use some of that cash for down payment, that is an easy way of using those funds for down payment. Even for the lower down payment options, that's something that you can do. Now, for our buyers who qualify for some of the zero money down loan options out there, and this is a great post all by itself, by the way. You could talk about how there are zero money down options out there for buyers, but there are still closing costs that often they have to pay. And sometimes they can negotiate for the seller to pay for some of them, but having a little bit of a nest egg to cover some of those closing costs is another really good way of utilizing your tax refund money. So, three ways that you can really utilize your tax refund money: paying off debt so you can afford the house, paying for the down payment if you would like to go with one of the programs that does require some down payment, or maybe using a zero money down payment program, but using those funds to help with your closing costs so that you can negotiate better with your seller. Those are three great ways of using the tax refund. Now, your challenge this week, of course, is to make a social media post one, two, or three with this information, but let's not stop there. Guys, if you had any closings in 2025, which I hope you all had lots of closings in 2025, people are starting to get their tax things ready. And we are always looking for a good reason to connect and not feel like I hate feeling salesy when I'm picking up the phone and calling my past clients. You all know that our past clients become kind of like near and dear friends and family to us, especially the good ones. We want to love on those. It is so it feels fake or gross to call them just to do our check-ins sometimes when we're doing our ninja or our, sales training type of calls. Well, guys, here is a really good reason and a very helpful reason that you can call all of your past clients from 2025. They're probably getting ready to do their taxes. So my challenge is this week, give a call to quite a few of your top clients, your A's that you closed in 2025, and see if they need a copy of their closing disclosure. You know the title company. If you're a realtor, you know the lender. You can get that closing disclosure for them. Very easy. It's a simple email to connect the two up. But it's a great reason for you to pick up the phone. Pick up the phone, pick up the phone. I know I'm a Gen Zer, so I pick up the phone and call your clients and actually talk to them about preparing for their taxes, that they might want to bring their closing disclosure to see if any of those items on the closing disclosure might be helpful. Also, just letting them know that they're going to get an interest statement from their lender that they're going to want to get for their closing or for their taxes, things like that. So, your challenge is, and this is a big challenge this week, I challenge you to make 5 phone calls, a minimum of 5 phone calls to people you closed in 2025 and offer them a closing disclosure or offer them to connect with the title company or the lender to get their closing disclosure and make sure and let them know that they might have some benefits coming for their taxes from the closing that they had in the previous year. That is your challenge. That is some ideas for you to post this week. And I hope you will forgive me going live and just not editing. We're just going raw here. I'm not going to do any editing, no special effects. I'm going to go hike on a trail. I'm going to go do my energy thing today out here in Arizona. So it is a pleasure. I hope you all are getting some great content ideas. Post, go post, make a video, make a social post. I love it. Go do your thing. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.